With styles, you can create a consistent look in your document. To apply a style, select the text you want to format. Now go to the Home tab and choose a style from the Styles ribbon. By clicking on the arrow, you can see more styles to choose from. You can also create your own style by clicking Create a Style. Now we're going to apply the pre-made styles to our document. For the title of the document, we have a title style. Now we choose the subtitle. And for our main headings, we choose heading 1. For our subsection, we're going to choose heading 2. And for our quote, the quotation. Imagine this in a bigger document and you created a consistent and professional style throughout your whole document. In this example, we want to create our own style and take a look at the different options we have. First, we want to choose the text we want to create a style for. So in this example, we create a style for our normal text. Now we go to Styles, open the menu and go to Create a Style. Then we go to Modify and we have our big menu opened. So now we're going to give our style a name. Then we're going to choose the style type. You can either choose paragraph, character, linked, table or list, and in this case we just choose linked. Now we're going to choose what our style is based on. Since we want to create a style for a normal text, we just choose the normal text that is already given, and we leave the style for the following paragraph as it is. Now we go to the formatting, and you see the same elements you see also in the font ribbon. So you can choose the font, the size, bold, italic, underlined, the color, the position, the spacing, and you can see as soon as you edit the formatting, the indent shows what you picked. And so in the end, in your indent, you can see what exactly is written in your style. Here you can choose if you want to add the style to the gallery, and if you want to have it only in this document or also other documents. And going to Format, you have a lot of different menus to also edit your style. In the font menu, besides the usual font and the font style and the size and the color, you can also choose effects like strike through or all caps. And if you would create a style for a title, for example, you could take all caps and easily always have your text put in all caps, so you don't have to do it manually. Then we go to Format and Paragraph. In the Paragraph menu, you can choose between indents and spacing, and also line and page breaks. With indents and spacing, you can choose the general alignment, the outline level, indentation, and you can put it in centimeters here. Down here you have a preview, so when you alter a number, you can directly see what happens. Now we go to Border. In borders and shading, you can give your text an outline border or you can give it some shade. The language menu is really useful when you use different languages while writing one text. So for example, if you have one text that has English and Croatian, you could, for example, create a style that always has the language setting English and one style that always has the language setting Croatian, so that when you apply the style to your text, you always have the correct grammar correction for each language. And when you're done making all your settings, you can save your style, go to OK, and you will find your style among all the other already created styles. In order to create a table of contents, you have to apply heading styles to your document. The table will be based on the headings in your document. So we will now apply the heading 1 style to every big chapter in our text. Now that all headings have a heading style, we can add another page in front of our document to place the table of contents there. Since we want it before our actual page right now, we go to Insert, Pages and Blank Page. Now we choose the page we want the table of contents to appear. Then we go to the References tab and choose Table of Contents and a design we like. With the table of contents, you can click on Control and the name of the chapter and directly go there. Also, this is an automatic table of contents, which means that as soon as you update something in your document, you can update the table. And you can update only the page numbers or the entire table. This way you always have the correct name with the correct pages in your table of contents. Before you can create a table of figures in your document, you need to add captions to all figures and tables. As an example, I added a smart art. You can also choose pictures or charts or tables or shapes. And you go to References, into the Captions ribbon and go to Insert Caption. And then you will label it a figure, a table or equation, and then Word will automatically do the label and the number. Now we added a caption. I chose 3 figures, this smart art, a picture and a table. And now we will go to the top of the document. Here we have our table of contents. And now we will add a table of figures. So now we go to the Reference tab and the Captions ribbon and choose Insert Table of Figures. Here you have a print preview of the table of figures. In general, you can choose the format. And now we will do the figures we included. And we can do the step again. And this time we do the table. The table of contents has its update button right here, but the table of figures has its update button right here. And you have the same function as before, but we don't have an automatically added caption. So now we created a table of contents and a table of figures.